Hello, let's do some yoga today. So come to the front of your mat, set your feet parallel. Some people say big toes touch, some people say one fist width apart, some people say two fist widths between the big toes, and those people all like to argue. So just pick one that works for you and go with it. Stand up tall here for a moment and just roll the shoulders out. Let's loosen up a bit before we jump in. Big shoulder rolls up and back and down. Really exaggerated. Now let the shoulders sit down and roll your head side to side a little bit, right and left. And then hold the head steady. Let's take a few deep breaths. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Stay standing, just exhale those arms down. Big deep breaths in and out through the nose. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. As you're exhaling, really draw the navel in. So when you get to the end of your exhale, you feel the abs engaged nice and tight, navel drawing back toward the spine. Inhale up. Think about that every time we exhale. So every exhale should add some abdominal support. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, take the arms up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and then push your palms toward the ceiling. Reach up really tall and take a little lean to the right. Push your hips left. Inhale, center, exhale, hands left. Inhale, center, sweep the arms around behind. Try interlacing behind your back, knuckles toward the floor. Really squeeze the shoulders back, a little baby back bend, lifting the heart. Keep the hands interlocked behind. Once again, drop the head to one side. Roll it through the center to the other side. Roll it side to side a couple times. And then head neutral, release the arms. All right, let's get moving. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, swan dive down. Let the knees bend, especially the first few times. Let your head hang heavy, shake your head a few yeses, loosening around the neck. Bring the hands up to the shins, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, reach out through the crown of your head, and try to make the back nice and flat, like a table, reaching through the top of the head like you're trying to get a little bit taller. Again, inhale here. As you exhale, fold back down. And once again, the head is heavy. Let's do that one more time. The legs are probably tight right now. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let's come back up. A little bend in the knees, arms wide, shooting for the ceiling, reaching up. Swan dive right back down. Remember to drop your head. Halfway up, the neck is long, looking at the floor. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and bend down so you can reach the floor. Take a big step back with the right foot, so you're in a lunge. Go ahead and drop that back knee and uncurl the toes. Come sweeping up with the arms. Breathe. Remember, big exhales, drawing the navel in. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms. Reach from the ribcage up a little bit taller. Find a focal point for balance. Doesn't seem like this would be too hard to balance, but it can be a little tricky. Lean over one way. Inhale, center. Take it the other way. Inhale, center. Let the hands part. Big circle around behind. Interlace. Squeeze the shoulders back. Don't go back too far. Just peek up toward the ceiling. You still need some time to get back muscles loosened up, warmed up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Scoot that front foot forward a few inches, even if you end up off your mat. Then flex the foot and draw the hips back, starting to straighten that front leg. Notice I didn't even try to straighten the leg all the way. Yours might straighten, it might not. But hopefully feeling a stretch right here down the back of that thigh and the hamstrings. If you feel like you're having trouble reaching the floor, just bend the knee more and let the hips sink toward the floor. Let your upper body try to round down, almost like you're trying to get your nose to your knee, not that you have to. And take a couple deep breaths, that's the key. Big breaths here. Okay, bend that front knee, slide the foot back where it goes, and step back to plank. Feel free to drop the knees, so we're in a modified plank. Just make sure if you're modifying, you have a nice straight line from the shoulders through the hips to the knees. A few breaths here. Remember, end of those exhales, really scooping the navel in. And then let's go to the floor very slow and controlled. So bend the elbows slowly, 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 coming all the way down to the floor. Take your hands back by your sides, palms up, leave the fingertips down, but start to peel your head, your shoulders, the chest, the ribs up off the mat. Roll the shoulders back and down, slide your fingertips toward your feet, pull your shoulder blades down your back, and release to the floor. Same thing again. This time, press the hands up off the floor. Arms are straight. Press your palms toward the ceiling and lifting up, arching up like you're trying to get up off the mat with your upper body and release down. You can do that one again, or you can try interlacing the hands behind. Knuckles reach toward your feet. Get that squeeze between the shoulder blades, and once more come arching up. Now you're lifting up, reaching the knuckles back. Look down at the floor so your neck is long. Lift up, lift up, lift up. And release down. Plant your hands on your shoulders. Ease yourself onto your knees. And a quick child's pose. So sink your hips toward your heels. Keep your arms long. Let your head drop down toward the floor. And take a deep breath. Imagine being pulled apart, hips toward the back of the mat, fingertips toward the front of the mat. Just a moment here. And then come rolling up onto the hands and knees. Curl your toes under our first downward dog. Hips lift high. First thing I like to do is shake my head a little, yes and no. Once again, check in with my neck. And then hold the head steady and start pedaling the feet, loosening up down the back of the legs. Down dog is a big stretch for all the muscles down the back of the legs. So they can feel pretty tight first time we get here. Don't go too fast here when you're pedaling. Take your time. Try lifting both heels at the same time, and then really let both heels be heavy. Give the knees a little bend, and then straighten. Three-legged dog. Let's take the right leg up behind us. Roll your foot around. A little movement there in the ankle. Bend the knee. Draw a couple circles in the air with your knee. Get some movement in the hip socket. All the while letting the left heel hang heavy toward the floor. And then look forward. Take a giant step forward with your right foot. If you feel like it wasn't a giant step, just help it up there. Use your hand, slide it up there. Drop the back knee. In our low lunge, come sweeping up tall with the arms. Find a focal point. Breathe in. Breathe out. Draw the navel back, especially at the very end of that exhale. Interlace the fingers. Flip the palms from the ribs up. See if you can get a little bit taller. And then lean it over to one side. Inhale, tall. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, tall. Big arms, circle around behind. Interlace. Squeeze the shoulders back. Don't arch back too much yet. Just take a gaze up high, peek up high. More like you're trying to lift the heart up rather than arch back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to the floor, half splits. It might be helpful to slide this front foot forward a few inches, even if it is up off your mat. Flex your foot, drive the hips back, just enough to feel a bit of a stretch here in the hamstrings. Let your upper body round down over the leg. Close your eyes if it helps. Breathe deeply. Nice big exhales. Naturally, the belly starts to pull in as you exhale, and then you're going to add a little conscious effort to that, especially at the end, scooping the navel in. All right, Plant that foot where it goes. Lift the back knee, step forward into our forward fold. Take a second to just let yourself hang. Head is heavy, neck is loose. Big inhale, come halfway up, press against your shins. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up, arms wide. Look up, reach up. Cactus the arms. Send the hips forward, the heart high, a little arch back. Take the arms up. Swan dive down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. We're leading with the left foot first this time. Left foot back, drop the knee, come sweeping up, interlace the fingers, let the palms get tall. Lean it to one side. Inhale, tall. Take it to the other. Back to center. Cactus the arms. Shift the hips forward in that lunge. Now you get a chance to arch back a little. See how it goes. Don't force it. See how it feels on your back. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, hands down, half splits. Flex that foot. Fold over the front leg. Soften your face and neck. Bend the front knee. Step it back to plank. And we're holding. Feel free to drop the knees. Holding a nice solid plank here. Breathing all the while. Big exhales, navel to spine for another 3, 2, 1. Hips up, downward dog. Take a moment, pedal the feet again. Give the hips a little wiggle side to side. 3-legged dog. Left leg high. Roll that ankle loose. All the while, let the right heel be heavy. Bend the top knee. Draw some circles in the air with that knee. Look forward. Big step forward. Drop the back knee. Inhale, the arms up tall. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, get long. And lean it to one side. And back up to the other side. And back up. Cactus the arms. Shift the hips forward and down. Lift the heart up. Arch back a little. Really squeeze the elbows back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Half splits. And bend the front knee, lift the back knee, step forward to the front of your mat, fold over. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold, come all the way up. Cactus the arms, press the hips forward, heart high, a little arch back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, get long, push against the shins. Fold back down. Plant your hands. Walk both feet back to plank. And then drop your knees for a moment. In lieu of vinyasas today, we're going to work some dolphin pose. So let's look at dolphin real quick. Come down onto your elbows and your forearms. Have your fingers spread wide and your palms down on the mat. And then curl your toes under and lift back up just like down dog. Now your head should be off the floor, so don't sink into the shoulders. In other words, really push your elbows into the mat, lift your hips and your shoulders up toward the ceiling so there's room for the head to hang heavy. Breathe. And everything else is just like down dog. Nice. Now some people can pop right up onto their hands to come into down dog. I suggest dropping those knees, get the hands planted, and then pop back up, downward dog. Okay, right leg up high, our 3-legged dog. Stay there for a moment as you inhale. On an exhale, we're going to get low like plank and squeeze that knee up and out toward the elbow. Take the leg back up, hips up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale as you try to really get low like plank. Get your butt down, knee goes out wide toward the elbow. And back up. One more time like that. and back up. This time, step the foot forward on the inside of the right hand. Turn the back heel down. We're going to cartwheel open into warrior two, Virabhadrasana. Back leg is straight, bending into that front knee. So we're going to really work strength in this front leg, right? So find a position that challenges the muscles in the front leg, but also one you can hold for a few breaths. Because I want you to try to stay committed. Those big exhales, drawing the navel in. Go ahead and just drop the arms down. Take the arms out of the equation for a moment. Stay steady in the legs. Roll the shoulders back and down. Good. Stay strong through your center. Draw the navel in. Let the arms float up to about shoulder height. And then we're going to tip forward. So there's no change in the legs, really just moving at the waist into side angle. Let's start with the right elbow resting on the right thigh. Left arm straight up toward the ceiling. Parsvakonasana, side angle. Breathe with me. Then we can try that top arm out overhead, extended side angle. When you're here, turn your chin toward your shoulder, peeking toward the ceiling, and think about rolling the top shoulder back slightly, like you're trying to get your arm out of the way so you can see the ceiling. It's a slight rotation through the torso. Feel that top shoulder blade tuck in tight, the rhomboids engaged, belly is still engaged. Come back to warrior two. The idea is to stay steady with the legs. Really, the movement just happens at the waist. Same thing here. Don't change the legs. Probably feeling it in that front thigh. I am, but stay there. Front palm up. Lean back. Reverse warrior. Warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down on either side of this right foot. Lift the back heel, lean the weight over into your left hand. I like to make a fist here with my left hand. And then still steady with that right leg, keeping the bend. Couple more breaths here in the lunge for the right leg. In through the nose, out through the nose. Unwind. Step back to plank. Pause here. Feel free to drop the knees for 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees for a second. Come down to the elbows. As soon as you're there, curl those toes under, back up to dolphin. All right, so remember, engage through the shoulders. Really push your elbows into the floor. Think about lifting your shoulders up toward the ceiling so there's room for your head to hang down. And then tiptoe the feet just a little bit closer. Ooh, a little goes a long way. Hips up high. Deep breaths here. One more big breath in dolphin. Back to down dog. So again, some of you can probably pop right up. I'm going to drop my knees to lift the elbows, then pop up into down dog. Three-legged dog. Left leg up high. And then we're going to get low like plank, left elbow, her left knee outside that left elbow. And shoot it back up. Inhale here. Exhale, low like plank, squeeze the knee toward the elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale one more time. Inhale, back up. This time, step it forward, way up there by the left thumb. Help it up there if you need to. Turn the back heel down. Okay, notice you're already in your warrior two position as far as the legs are concerned. So just stay there with the legs. Lift the torso, cartwheel open to the side. Virabhadrasana. Let's just take the arms out of the equation. Get the shoulders roll out since we're focusing on strength in that front leg today anyway. Back leg is straight, both feet are flat, hips, chest open, squared alongside of your mat. Bending into that front knee. Good. Big exhales. reminding you to engage through the center. Flip the palms up. Really get some roll back in the shoulders. Breathe with me. Let the arms float up. Side angle. Come forward. We're resting on the knee this first time. Top hand reaching for the ceiling. Parsva Konasana, side angle. And then try the top arm out overhead. So you make a nice diagonal line up the right side, extended side angle. And there's a tendency to collapse the chest toward the floor. That's why I'm going to ask you to turn your chin toward your shoulder, your armpit really, and peek toward the ceiling. Roll that top shoulder back, and I want you to feel your right shoulder blade squeezing in toward the middle of your back. Feel those muscles engage. Almost like you're trying to point your heart toward the ceiling. Continue with those deep breaths. Stay committed with the legs. Back to warrior two. Stay committed with the legs. Lean back, reverse warrior. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down on either side of the front foot. Lift the back heel. Lean the weight into the right hand or fist. And then we're going to twist open toward the left thigh. Still in the lunge. Long through the arms. Don't hang out low in that right shoulder. Lift right ear up away from the right shoulder. And unwind. Step back to plank. Pause here. Find dolphin on the forearms, but just like down dog. Tiptoe the feet in just a little bit closer. Take the hips up higher, hips shifting over the shoulders. More weight for the shoulders to deal with. Breathe. Stay strong through the shoulders if you're trying to keep the top of your head up off the floor. Couple more breaths here. If you want to play with it, you can take one leg up, just like when we're in down dog, we do three-legged dog. And this is just shifting your center of gravity more over the shoulders and back down. Other leg. And back down. Drop the knees, lift the elbows, hips are up. We're in down dog. Whew. Down dog never felt so easy. All right, let's go through our flow again. Right leg high. Exhale, knee toward the elbow. Remember to get your butt low like plank. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, get low. Inhale up. One more time, knee toward the elbow. Then back up and step it forward for warrior two. Ground the back foot, cartwheel open, Virabhadrasana. Drop the arms. Maybe bring the hands to the hips. Make sure hips are square to the long edge of the mat. Back leg is straight, sitting low, bending into the front knee. Let the arms float up. Side angle. Elbow to thigh, like we did before. Or if you feel like your hips are ready, you can take hand to the floor, probably on the big toe side. That tends to be a little easier. If that doesn't feel good in that hip crease, come back up to the elbow. Top arm out overhead, extended side angle. Remember, a little roll back in the top shoulder, heart toward the ceiling, all the while keep sinking hips toward the floor. Let's add another variation this time. Wrap the top arm behind your back like you're trying to reach your right hip crease or the top of the right thigh. And get even more roll back in that right shoulder. Really feel the right shoulder blade tucking in. Breathe. Release that top arm. That was your left shoulder blade. Back to warrior two. Stay committed with the legs. Reverse warrior. Stay committed. Cartwheel down. Pop the back heel up. Weight is in the left hand. Opening right. Unwind. Step back to plank. Find dolphin. Down the forearms. Hips go up. Tiptoe the feet in a little bit closer, toes toward your face. Breathe. If you want to play with it, one leg up and back down. The other leg up and back down. Downward dog. Three-legged dog. Left leg high. Hold here while the leg is in the air to inhale. Exhale, get low, knee toward the elbow. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale the leg up. One more, really get the butt down low. Back up. Big step forward. Set the feet for warrior two. Keep the bend in the front knee. Lift the torso, cartwheel open. Just take the arms out of the equation. Okay? Keep both feet flat. Bend that front knee. Arms float up. Side angle. Elbow to thigh. Or again, if you want to try sinking lower, might want to widen your stance. Notice I let my back foot slide back a little bit so that I can get here. If it doesn't feel good, it's pinching that left hip. Come back to the elbow on the knee. Extended side angle. Reach overhead, little twist. Chin toward the ceiling, heart toward the ceiling. Add the wrap. Top arm behind. Squeezing the shoulder back even more. Okay, we tend to like pop up here as we're looking at the ceiling. Okay, so think heart up, but hips down. Unwind the top arm. Stay committed with the legs. Just lift the torso, warrior two. Stay committed with the legs. Just move here at the waist. Reverse warrior. Cartwheel both hands to the floor. Stay there. Lift the back heel. Weight in the right hand. Twist left arm up. Unwind. Step back to plank. Pause. Find your dolphin pose. This time, I'm not going to have my toes walked in as close as possible because we're going to do a few transitions from dolphin pose into a forearm plank. So you might have to walk your feet back a bit. Get low, forearm plank, try to stay off the floor if you can, and then hips up, walk the toes in. Hips high in dolphin. Breathe. We're going to do that 3 more times. Come into a forearm plank. Pause. Back up. Walk the toes in, drive the hips up. We're in dolphin. Breathe. Come into a forearm plank. Pause. Hips up, toes in. Take a deep breath in dolphin. And again, low in that forearm plank. Pause. Hips up, toes in, dolphin. One more, last one. Come into that forearm plank. Feel free to drop the knees. You can still do your forearm plank here. And everybody, knees down, push back, child's pose. Walk the knees in, hips back, let the head round down. Come rolling up onto all fours. Let's have a little stretch for those dolphin shoulders. Sweep your right hand up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to thread the right arm under, so you can see. And you can take the weight onto your elbow, or you can try to get low to the floor on your shoulder. Plant your left hand so that your left elbow makes a 90-degree angle, because you want to be able to press into the floor with the left hand to get the twist. Spread the fingers wide on the right hand, really reaching out through the fingertips, hopefully feeling a nice stretch behind the right shoulder blade. Notice the left hand is in control here. The more you push with the left hand, the more twist you get. For me, the more stretch I feel behind that right shoulder blade. unwind, come back to all fours. Sweep the left hand up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to thread under. If coming all the way to the shoulder doesn't feel good, you can take the weight on your elbow here. And it works pretty good this way as well. Or you can try on down to the shoulder. Do be conscious of how this works on your neck. If it feels awkward, come back up to your elbow. The right hand is the key here. So right elbow, 90 degrees. Right elbow, right angle. Press into the floor with the right hand. Reach out through the left fingertips. You're rolling the right shoulder back, getting a nice opening behind the left shoulder blade. And then unwind. Tabletop. Go ahead and swing your hips around, have a seat. Stretch the legs out long. Flex those feet, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Roll it up. Scoot your bottom to about the middle of your mat. Roll down onto your back. Bring your knees in, give them a hug. And give yourself a gentle wobble side to side. Massaging the back against the floor. And then waterfall pose. Waterfall pose when the legs are up in the air as if you're trying to make footprints on the ceiling. So flex those feet, drive up through the heels. Might as well get a little stretch of the hamstrings. I feel it more in my calves when I'm here. So really flex the feet, straighten the legs as best you can. No hands if you can help it. We're going to hang out here for about a minute. If you need to, you can hold onto the legs or slide the hands under the hips. We're just trying to keep the legs up in the air for about a minute here. This is our inversion for today. Keep breathing. Keep driving through the heels. Keep flexing the feet. Now slowly with control, lower the left leg down while the right leg stays up. Slow, slow, slow and steady. And when that left heel touches down, bend the right knee, give it a hug. Let's twist it out. Right arm to a T, guide the knee over to the left. Let the hips roll to the left. You can do a counter twist, looking back to the right. Take a deep breath. Unwind. Take the right leg up, flex your foot. No hands if you can help it. Let's bring the left leg slowly back up to meet. Both legs are up, really drive up through the heels. Don't move the left leg, slow, slow, slow and controlled. Right leg coming down to the floor. When right heel touches down, hug the left knee for a twist. Left arm out to a T, guide that knee across to the right. Let the hips roll right. Maybe turn the head back to the left. Take a deep breath. Unwind. Left leg up, last bit of effort. Well, almost. Second to last. Right leg up, slow, slow, slow and controlled. We're back to waterfall. Here we go. Last bit of effort. Both legs down, slow and controlled. If it feels like it's straining your back, bend your knees. Otherwise, keep those legs long. Keep it slow, maybe a little shaky as we calm down. And settle in for Shavasana. Just let the legs relax, feet kind of flop out to the sides. Maybe get situated here with your shoulders, kind of tuck the shoulder blades underneath you a bit. Roll the palms up, get that roll back in the shoulders. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. And then don't worry about your breath anymore. Just let the breath come and go on its own. Start at the crown of your head and visually do a scan of your body. Imagine you could convince each muscle along the way to release and let go. So working down your forehead, face, the neck, throat, shoulders, ribs. As you slowly scan down your body, I'm just asking everything to relax and release. Gradually feel your whole body as if it's melting into your mat a little bit. Every time you feel your belly fall on an exhale, imagine that wave continues down your body, through your low belly, your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way to your feet. So that each breath is like a wave of movement all the way down your body. And let your mind just go along for the ride on that wave of movement. Giving your mind something to do other than run through your to-do list or engage in the chatter. And if you have a few more minutes today, I highly suggest you stay right here. Just relax, just breathe, just notice the sensations in your body as you give yourself some time to breathe easy. If you need to get going, take your time getting off the floor. I always say it's like you're moving slow, like you don't want to wake the baby. A baby is that peace and quiet we've established in the mind. So like I want to wake up the body gently, sort of like kind of convince my mind that I'm still in Shavasana. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.